like a binary, 0 or 1. You may not have been, but you were. And what you were is as close to infinity as any is likely to know. 1 is such a misnomer. Good afternoon. Welcome to Poetry Show 37, I think. No particular theme. Miscellaneous bunch of fairly recent things. Just read because I've got a free day of sorts. A bit of spare time between the house hunting, which is done, the house securing, being done, collecting the keys next week, doing the moving. So we're packing, and you won't know it, but this room is much emptier than it used to be. Maybe it sounds different. It sounds a little bit more echoey to me now with less padding. But hello, and thank you for joining me on Poetry Show 37. That poem just read, 0-1. With binary systems, computer systems and things, you've got the essential binary of something and nothing. There's something there, there's nothing there. And so that one, like a binary 0 or 1, you may not have been, but you were. And what you were is as close to infinity as any is likely to know. 1 is such a misnomer. So I guess it's a love poem of sorts. Now, no particular theme onto these, although I have grouped these 3 together because they touch on feelings towards somebody else. And this particular one, this one, oh, it's a big thing on Facebook. People's photos popping up every now and then. And occasionally there'll be someone in there for whom you have or might wish for particular feelings. And then you see the picture and then it's, oh, you're caught for a moment. That's the idea behind this one. A poem called Your Picture, Seen Inadvertently. Every time I see it, 1,000 cats stare with me. Oh, how intent they are. They only dissipate when I look away. 1,000 dogs bound at me. Can we please? Oh, I'm ready to run too, but it's a ball not yet thrown. Just one horse nudging. Look again. Ride it like you are in love as well and free. Just this one massive horse prompting me every time I see it. Your picture. Hair like monkeys. Eyes like Ireland. All my mighty menagerie puts to flight a flock on brink of intercontinental migration, making time in a murmuration. Oh, send another picture, marked come to me. Your picture seen inadvertently. But of course, no matter how much hope you throw at it, sometimes it's not returned. So what can you do but call it a day, walk away? Empty frame. If the candle is unlit at your window, I turn away, not staring in hope for a belated spark, and you alone. Ever the doubt, Did I turn too soon? Is it always a corner taken that light cannot bend around? Shadow is actually softer curves. I walk through its breathing, and if you've called after, I have not heard. It's odd, really. I think I must be kind of imagining all these things, because those times when I did meet someone and fall in love, it was pretty instant. It was pretty, and it was pretty mutual. So maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe it's true. I can't tell. Maybe it's to do with this, because there is the self that you know, and then there's all the other, all the self of you that you do not know. Perhaps you didn't want to. Perhaps you ignored it. Perhaps it hasn't happened yet, and there isn't anything to know yet, but there will be tomorrow. But it seems often we bring gender into that and imagine, someone like me might imagine that this other is female, and maybe someone who's female might think of that other and regard them as male, but, or just something other, different, the same, echoed, a mirror, a reflection, characterising someone, ourselves beyond our own knowledge. I think that's what this one's kind of about, called Spirit's Touch. I don't know why I asked you to be she. Only since my birth, she has been other. And I have been exiled from her so long. Settled in stone here, the grey and the cold are revealed in my flesh and my bone, since daylight and gold are outside the door. Settle on me now. I hear your song. I hear the soft rustle breeze of your wings. And as they touch me, my other, my known unknown, I shatter, and the frames fall away. The shutter surrenders to air, and I am her. I am the one she has yearned for, who she asked to be he. I wish we had other language than he and she for this so mysterious relation of me and you. Anyway, here's three that are on a theme, taking us somewhere else. Now I write poems on Facebook, and these are 3 poems on Facebook, if that's not too shallow a subject. Spending so much time on it, especially in these lockdown conditions, with its light shining out at me. Called this one Bather. No, I've never got a suntan from Facebook, though I come on most days, catch some rays. No, I've never had a tan, though I lay it all bare, skimpy as I dare, showing off some skin to let the light in, piling on the sunblock like it's a caps lock. No, never got a tan, even on my face, though it's exposed, it's there in the thick of the glare like a proper sun chaser, getting burnt, of course. But it could be worse, I could be stuck indoors, sometimes a soul's bursting full and need somewhere to share. Sometimes a soul's empty and small, needs to be seen. Dropping a coin in this wishing well sometimes brings it clean, but sometimes the force of its pull drags you down, clutching for air. Facebook post. Because I think this is true, that every time we post, it's not an intellectual offering, it's an emotional one. Whether it's photos of food, I'm hungry and fed, photos of loved ones, photos of yourself, photos of puppies, outrage over somebody else's comment, it's the emotion that leads. We throw our emotion onto this screen like mud. A third about Facebook, friends list. A row of books you'll never get to read, although they all offered you a quote once, and they are each necessary. Invitees to your party. Few are drinking, some are chatting, some are listening to headsets. I saw the film, I never read it. I think the hope was for one of connection. Being seen, being read, being liked, offered something flat upon a screen. Is there a breathe button? Is there a shared space? Is there a view that's not a meme? Is there some way I can demonstrate my virtue? I'm wanting to be picked off your shelf. I'm wanting to be handled, and for all my privacy settings to be switched. 'Cause other times there's a wish to take a match to the book, to disappear noticeably. But unless it's posted, no one knows I'm not here. Friends list. Yeah, it's funny to be writing poems about Facebook or similar. Again, two that are kind of a pair in that one came from a prompt to reply to a poem that you know, and the other one just was written, though it is a reply to a poem that you know. The first is called Frost, and the second, I don't know if it's a poem, maybe it's called Rage. Those words on their own might give you a clue as to what poem they're replying to. Frost. In the end, there's only one road, travelled or not. There is no degree. Those paths not taken never existed in imagination, not in memory. So why the whole of possibility fills with disappointment, grief, and makes the road we travel on seem an alien thing, our ownership brief and unclaimable, less travelled? I cannot begin to tell or surmise. Hunger, perhaps, for the next meal, the next rest, keeps us walking wise. on our one road, greater, lesser travelled. Our past fixed, our future all unravelled. And more recently this one, tentative title, Rage. It is not for me to be angry, but you would stop my eyes with meteors, would draw my final breath back into my tired lung. This blanket, death, I take it gladly. It is a soft thing, a long thing, suited to the night that is to fall on me. Not you. You have despair, your fear, my son. That needs, it seems, a crazy wallop around the head, not this, my soft hand. Perhaps I do not fear because I do not see the light sicken, fall and die. I do not rage. And so I go gently. It is for you to roar. I have bent the grass, disappointed lightning. What I thought to do was thought enough. I will not rave, but in the space I leave behind, I must be the cavern door to draw you from yourself. Rage, rage. And then be sure, alone, in the good night. How are we doing out there? I never really know how many of you are here, watching, listening, or even if any. I can sometimes get a clue by looking at the gizmo here. But unless you leave a message, a little hello or a wave or something, I don't really know. Barbarian. You're there, I see. Hello, hope you're good. So, different time we're in now, isn't it, with the vaccination program going ahead so amazingly, and having, it seems, fairly instant and amazing results. But back in January and before, it was just constant of new figures, new dangers, new numbers. And although this doesn't mention it, this is kind of about that time, called shell shocking. Waiting on the end of the bombardment. Nothing we can do but rest with our hands around our ears. Passing food along the line, signing when the air's clear of mud, 'cause shouting has no purpose here. Watching as the medics go by, heavy loads, barely breathing, still smiling through their masks to cheer. We know too many took the hit already. Noise has filled our heads and eyes, still ringing. Some are singing in their fear, and those for whom the terror is too much, running into greater danger, throw their masks away, running into shells that drop too near. Nothing to be done. Our leaders have made their deployments. Until this barrage stops, Stay down, keep safe, check your gear. There will come a day. The cooks and quartermasters, the medics will all get us through as best they can. And then we can have a word with the bloody brigadier. Shell shocking. Read one earlier. Change attack, change of pace. Talking about it being yourself, your known self, and then there's your other self, or that part of you that you do not know, that you're not familiar with, that we spend a lifetime getting familiar with. Maybe changing your mind about now, you emphasising one thing than another, forgiving this bit and changing that bit. So there's something of that in this one too. Although the nature of the other in this one is illustrated quite differently. And it's called grace. Perhaps it is not you. It is your nature, coming wild on 4 paws from the mountains, with all the world behind them and the water calling softly to their tongue, drink from me. And now you dare not move. As they glide, every hair counting, through a sky that's yours, through a fire just ignited once. Through a skin that says, this is not you, but I am all you are. I am all. And you come home to your fur, to your hunger and your thirst, satisfied from this certain pool to your teeth. Perhaps this is not all, because time alone is a place to go to. Still, when they no longer need to be seen, then you can collect your things if they're precious to you and leave together. I see you as big cat, teeth, fur, sleek. A touch of fairy tale. Usually, by the way, I read from somebody else's poems, and it's at a midway point, just to give you a break from my voice and to introduce somebody else and a special guest, a little counterpoint. But as I mentioned earlier, moving house, all my poem books are being packed away, and so I don't have access at the moment to somebody's to read, so you've just got me and my writings, and I hope that's okay. So, this one, yes, inspired by fairy tale and nursery tale, called The Seamstress. She wears a red hat now, since the cloak got fouled and the tracks in the yard became obscured. As she works by the door for the light, on the floors all the trimmings of the cloth cut and dropped. The fingers seem fevered, skilful, swift and feathered, needle flashes quick and the occasional drip. Breeze blowing in from the street stirs the fabric at her feet, gathers them apart, that and tiny hands in the dark. Silent, sneaky stitchwork then, carves a collar, turns a hem, puts a cincture in a waist, a flare and a sense of haste. Retires when the sun slumps, throws in the night, joins the lumps pounding in the bed, gentle hands tiny at her head. Wakes, fingers eased, fabric flowing in the breeze from a door ajar, the garment laid out for her. Gathering her cap of red, steps to the street, to the wood, dressed in something understood, enchanted. All those little helpers that have you waking in the morning with certain worries dealt with. Let's see, how many more do I have to read to you? Okay. 3 or 4. Having reached a certain age, notice differences, overlaps and gaps in the generations. The life lived that others have not yet lived. Looking backwards, looking forwards to those also who have lived life that I haven't yet lived. Can't help but be a difference between them. For all, we might share and overlap and communicate. So I think this one's a little bit like that. Especially when it comes to the hopes that going towards someone older and hopefully wiser, how that we might look to someone like that to allay the fears and the trepidation of living our lives, and how there may not be anything that older person can actually do. The wise one on the hill. I do not begrudge them the steep and rocky road it takes to get here, the few who come, nor the dropping of their face, later brightened, nor their hurry to the garden, to the bowl where fishes have been known to sing from, fly from. It takes some years to acquire eyes, acquire ears, and we have them for so short a time. A tongue is even more rare amongst the braying. It may be they come together only once in a life, with someone there to see or hear, or not. Crumble, tumble of the pebbles underneath their feet, little scraps of blood left from clumsy fingers. Breath is so crowded in the young and hungry. They bring weather with them every time. I wonder if I've voice deep enough for them. It may be when they go, when they pass by, and I know I did not do. The one who turned his back against the world to win them all. No help. Come this far and still they need to make their own way, begrudging me the steep road. The wise one on the hill. And just the having of something, without necessarily telling somebody or passing it on. It was here, it was here, it was here. I give you the loss of it. It is not a big thing, but it is not a small thing. I had it in the smallest moment of the night, rich like the stars in my hand, bereft that I had no strength to hold it. I dropped it into sleep, found it swum away, just the tree it grew upon, giving me the stare. Set upon an edge, steps lead away, but I won't take them yet till I give the loss of it. Joy, grief, hope, bitter cold, a sudden laugh, a seedling grown. How richly the stars rain on a brimming eye. How warmly the curtain with a small flutter only I ever knew. Thank you are sometimes the most precious words. Thank you. So, 2 more, and then we'll do. This is something. There are moments. This is for some of those moments when it just feels too much. Heavy light. For those for whom the light is a heavy thing, laying on the ground or if lucky a bed, doesn't it feel like fingers in the eye or a shout in the head? Doesn't it feel like the spray of a cannon or too much to compete with? This day that so easily fills up the sky doesn't say why and won't go away. For those for whom the light is a burden, just so many hands and all of them holding you down, lids your only protection from the scowl and the scolding. I offer you night. I offer you dim shadow. I offer you busyness all gone elsewhere. And here in a cave or a womb, a sense of care. I offer a cloak to shutter out the sun. On a shady bosom, rest from the flame. For those for whom the light is a heavy thing and a flinger of blame. So when I can, I've been reading every few days. It was every other day, but then jobs and moving got in the way. So every few days I've been reading since January, and also throughout last year as well, in a different place, a different style. And I'll be reading some more again, maybe at this house and maybe certainly at the new house when we're there. The video of this will go into the timeline after if you want to watch back. The set list will be in the comments. There'll be a link to the last show if you want to see any more. But do look out for me again, and I'll be reading some again. Thank you so much for being here today. Keep well, Barbie. and everybody else who's watched, thank you. This is called gratitude. Because you've put hands on me, and sometimes smiles, and walk at a pace I can keep with, I find I must be all right. Because this cake has been made for me, and this thank you, and this is an invitation written with my name. I think perhaps I'm okay. And also this ear has my words all over it, kept in the curls, and what I said before has been remembered. Sorry, I'm crying. Yes, I'm good. Because you and all of you offered and took and named and laughed and fell and wrote and heard and spoke and looked. I figure maybe, okay, yes, I am.